welcome to the HFP Telecast Journey of Conquest, Mortal Kombat Conquest. Week by week we'll go...
Sorry. My mind knows this is fine, but my body's a little old.
That's time. We're Happy Fingers Productions, and that's a reference to the episode that we're going to be reviewing. This is episode 4. This is Telecast episode 3, but episode 4, because the first one was a double bill, and that's just the way it goes. So I'm going to have to keep remembering that one number is one higher than the other, and that's going to get confusing, and has been when I wrote my notes for this episode. So
it has been when I've been searching for the episodes. I was like, right, episode. No, I've watched that one. You've watched that one.
Yeah. You don't want to watch them again. I might go back and like the Sub-Zero one. So this week's episode is Immortal Kombat. First, we should set up where the characters are, which isn't going to take long because they're basically in the exact same place they were at the end of the last episode.
Hanging around in some temple and the trade house.
Kung Lao is a monk. He's got to save the world. He's hanging around in a house with his friends Tarja, who some people call her Tasha, some people call her Tarja. I'm confused of her name. The fucking writers are confused by her name. And Zero, who's a swordsman guy, and then there's Shang Tsung in a dungeon somewhere, in the Cobalt Mines. And he has a sorceress.
Yeah, and Raiden's somewhere,
and there's an emperor who sends people to check on Shang Tsung. Okay, so we can go on to this. So this episode was called Immortal Kombat. Now straight away that kind of got me hyped. I was like, okay, good name. This could be interesting. Was it? Time will tell. So let's go through it, shall we? So we begin in the Cobalt Mines. Yeah. And Shang Tsung.
You have the lady.
I want to call her Vulpix or Vorpix.
Vulpix is, chilling out, looking like she's topless. Until you go to the front view, and then she clearly wasn't topless.
From the way they were talking, they suggested she was in a bath, but she wasn't in a bath. But her hand was in a bath. Her hand was in like a rock pool of water.
It's like she was setting up a bath. And if you went from like the back shot, they clearly wanted her to be topless. But then when they went to the front shot, they didn't crop it tight enough, and she very clearly had a crop top on. Yes. So
But there was the illusion of nudity, which will come up again later. So then Shang Tsung said some words to her about, I'm fed up. And she was like, kind of, whoa, you're disgusting. Because don't forget, she may have been raped in the last episode. And Shang Tsung, for reasons that I guess will come up later, made her hand appear old.
Yeah. Just to prove a point.
Just to prove a point, which was... What was his point? I didn't get his point. He can make people old. Yeah. So her hand came back and it was slightly wrinkly. It wasn't majorly wrinkly, but it was slightly wrinkly.
Well, there was one shot when it was really wrinkly, but it wasn't the shot that they were using to point out that it was wrinkly. It was the shot when it was going back to normal.
It wasn't the close-up. No. And then she sort of freaked out, like, what have you done? Da, 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 da. And then Shang Tsung, who, again, badass, nodded his head and her hand went back to normal. Yeah. And then we got the titles, which has now become slow down footage of people flying kicking people in the face with a sound effect like in 60s Batman, like, and then we got the best hype music yet. Before it's like dun 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 dun. This one was like a fucking 90s Eurozone dance track. Like, it was great, and it had like chimes in it and beats, and I wish I could play some, but I'm not going to. But I love this tune, and that tune takes us into a Shaolin monk temple.
Yeah, the most peaceful thing you could possibly take from that hyped up music.
Yeah. And what's everyone doing to add to the hype?
Everyone theoretically is meditating, except for Tarja and Zero, who are just kind of sat there like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, Zero was asleep.
Yeah.
Tarja was like bored, Zero was asleep, and then she grabbed a piece of wax from a candle and threw it at him, woke him up. Yeah. And then he's like, we're going to do this, da-da-da, and she's like, I want to go. Yeah. Basically. And they left. Yeah. And then they walked outside, and Kung Lao, then came out. Yeah. He didn't notice them going, but then he must have noticed that they'd gone. Yeah. But then he came out and was like, where are you guys going? And they were sort of like, well, this isn't really for us. I'm gonna go. And he was sort of like, okay. And she's like, "You're not offended, are you?" And he's like, "No, why would I be offended?" She's like, "Oh, you sure?" And he goes, "I've meditated. I can't be offended."
Yeah, but not even that. Like, they weren't even dickish about it.
No.
Really. They were like, "Yeah, this isn't for us. We're going to go."
Yeah.
It's like, alright, cool.
I wanted to share my beliefs and training with you, but if you don't want to, that's fine. And no one...
Right, his line, I feel like it wasn't meant to be. I feel like it was meant to be a genuine line.
Right.
But it came across like he was trying to be a guilt trip.
Yeah.
I feel like when it was written, it was just meant to be like, "Nah, it's fine, guys."
Like he's
but instead it was like, "You kind of dicks." Yeah.
And then Kung Lao found a... this will be important.
Yeah.
Happened to find a flagon, I'm going to call it a flagon, of liquid.
Well, he picks up his like flask thing. It's like half normal flagon.
Yeah.
Half skin flask thing.
But it wasn't his, he just found it.
No, he says it's his.
Oh, okay.
It's why he left it out there, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's his.
He took a swig of it.
Yeah.
Why did he leave it out there? That's the key. That will come back later. He takes a swig of it. He offers them some. They don't take any. He goes back inside.
Yeah.
Taja and Zero then have a convo along the lines of, "It's really hot."
Yeah.
It wasn't sunny.
No, it wasn't that sunny. Like, it was as sunny as it's been throughout.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, overly sunny in any way.
This is one of those where, like, in an audiobook, fine, but they kept using words like heat wave and sun, and we should wait for the crest of the sun and stuff. But it wasn't sunny. Like, it wasn't any different. And in fact, because of the red kind of filter they put on it, it just looked even darker than some of the other locations in previous episodes. That was bad. But it's Mortal Kombat Conquest. So then another monk comes out. They start like bitching about monks.
Yeah.
And then an older monk comes out, very cheery guy.
Yeah.
To talk to them. And he sort of suggests that they should stay, and Zero suggested they should stay, but Taja wants to leave immediately. So...
Or Tasha at this point. She's Tasha at this point. Yeah. Not Taja.
Yeah.
Zero's changed the name at this point.
Tasha is Tasha, yeah. So then those two walk off, Tasha and Zero. And then the monk sees them go, and then sees Kung Lao's flagon.
Yeah.
And takes it with him, and chases after them in this... Oh no!
With the worst run... you've ever seen.
Oh, it was the cutest little...
It's this weird little waddle that went on forever.
A middle-aged bald monk waddling in like the Shaolin monk uniform that was great. You know what I mean? I loved it. I love that guy. Which was a shame. I should not have got attached. So, he chases after them. They've got pretty far and are still talking about the heat.
Yeah.
And he reaches them and he gives them the drink. But he's exhausted from running. Yeah. So they give him the drink. So the monk who
took him some of the drink.
They give him some of the drink. Monk takes a big swig.
Yeah.
And then he gives them the rest. And then he's like, "You should wait." And Cyril's like, "That's what I said." And Ted's like, "We're not waiting." And they start to walk off. And then the monk just like turns back and leaves.
Yeah.
I believe it was at this point Ciro and Taja were having an argument, and Ciro's like, "We should have waited for the sun, it's too hot." And Taja replied with something like, "Oh, that's right." Like, he says something like, "It's really hot." She goes, "Oh, you didn't say." "Oh no, that's right, you did 50 times." Like, what? Is that angry? Anyway, this wasn't the most quotable episode for the record. It wasn't the most. That was yeah. Anyway, so then the monk goes back, and he goes back into the temple. He leaves the flagon basically where he found it.
Yeah.
And a mysterious figure...
he's given the flagon to them.
He's given the flagon to them. And he goes back into the temple.
Yeah.
And a mysterious figure in black watches him walk into the temple.
Yeah.
If you looked, you could clearly see it was Fubard. You knew who it was going to be. But so the monk goes back into the temple. Do you want to talk about this moment? Because I'm still getting over.
Yeah, so the monk goes into the temple. He has to sit down.
Waddling monk, we'll call him.
Has to sit down with the rest of them. Starts to meditate. And then, how it's acted, he appears to fall asleep suddenly. And then it actually turns out he just died.
Yeah.
Or had a heart attack, possibly.
Yeah.
So they instantly set up for like his funeral.
They lay him on a bed, like a stone, Yeah.
Like, yeah, because there's never any wait time for that, or make sure he's fine, or see if you can bring him back or anything, because no reason to do that.
Yeah.
And then they say some shit that I can't remember, so kind of in that one.
Someone says about he's died of old age. Kung Lao is in the temple, he's in shock. And then a monk we've not seen before, unlike the other monks, because he still has some black hair on him, steps out as if he was waiting behind a pillar. Like, just steps out and goes, "He did not die of natural causes.
Yeah.
Look." And then they watch, and this guy, the Waddling monk, his dead body just decays.
Yeah.
And his skin becomes dusty and he becomes a skeleton, and then his skeleton dusts away into nothing. And they're all in shock.
Yeah. And that special effect is amazing. It looks like a 90s cut screen video game style thing just pasted in there.
I thought it was impressive. I was like, yeah, it's nice. Yeah. This is I was genuinely like, that's a good.
It looked special effects wise, which it's 90s, so it would do, on par with like Final Fantasy VII cutscenes.
Oh, those are some good cutscenes.
Yeah, they were really good for the time and everything. Yeah, but when you put that with proper footage,
maybe it's the nostalgia kicking in them. But you go Konquest. But yeah, so Kung Lao's like, what the hell happened? And then the mysterious black figure
runs.
Just runs. Like no one
had noticed it. She just walked out calmly.
And she just runs.
Yeah.
And Kung Lao gives chase.
Yeah.
And he chases her, he catches her, and she turns around and she says something like, I can't remember what she said. She said something, Kung Lao said something like, Kung Lao challenged her, and she said something that ended with her saying, from your point of view maybe, and then she disappeared through a black...
Yeah, she jumped through a portal.
Black fire portal.
And then he,
Kung Lao,
he sort of goes to grab her in, this really awful way as she's going through the portal to get through.
No, this... Right, so, the portal started, she disappeared through it.
Yeah.
After she disappeared through it, because I think they must have, merged two clips together and stuff, he then puts his arms up over his face, the portal's really, really bright. He then hangs there for, it was 2 seconds, but it's a long 2 seconds. Yeah. He then drops his hands and then skips to try and get through the portal after it's disappeared, because they got the timing wrong on the edit. So I think what they were going for is he's just going to miss. Yeah. But it was gone before he moved through it. Yeah. And it wasn't that bright. And it's the same portal that he's seen before from other characters and hasn't been blinded by. But I will ignore all that stuff, because I reckon stuff like that's going to come up a lot in this amazing series. And then we get some hype music. Yeah. And we go to... Dun dun dun.
Is this when we go back to Shaosung, or do we just go back to Zero?
We go back to Zero.
Just walking in the sun again.
Arguing about the heat that isn't visible.
Yeah.
And doing nothing. They take a few swigs.
They're just walking.
Exactly
the same as they were before.
It was at this point I felt this may be what's known as a filler episode. A very early filler episode. Yeah. Or was it? So, they're walking. Kung Lao then talks to the temple guys, and they tell him that it was black magic sorcery, and he tries to figure out what it could be, and they somehow come to the conclusion it must be a drink from his flagon.
Yeah.
I'm not clear how they came to that conclusion, and he realizes that Taja and Zero have his flagon. I'm confused about... They very quickly just sort of said, oh yeah, they have it now. Yeah. And there wasn't any reason that anyone would know. No. But there you go.
We have to assume that the monk came in the bit that we didn't see. The monk came in and was like, yo, Kung Lao gave the flagon to your mates, just so you know.
Yeah. They did it. It was meant for you as well.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, it can't hurt me. I'm immortal till the next tournament. Which is a fact that hasn't been said before, but actually
he can't
works.
age till the next tournament, so...
Which I like, because even though this isn't considered part of the video game continuity or anything, that would explain why characters in the video games are able to turn up game to game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your champion you can't age till the next tournament, and that's why Sonya Blade can still look like Sonya Blade, even though she's older now in Mortal Kombat X. Anyway, so then Kung Lao sprints, and he runs like a proper sprinter.
Yeah.
There's none of this monk waddle with Kung Lao. He runs, and as he's running, we go back to Zero and Tasha.
Yeah.
And
they're moaning about the heat somewhere.
They're moaning about the heat. They're in the house now. And Zero says he's found a grey hair on Tasha. And Tasha gets really annoyed and insulted by it. And they have the most, like, monotone bickering that you've seen scripted. Yeah. It's literally just, you have grey hair. No, I don't. Shut up. You shut up. You shit. You shit. Without the swear words, obviously. And that's that. And then the next thing, they go to bed.
Yeah. And then we go to Shao Tsung.
Yes.
Who's moaning that no one can get shit done.
Yeah.
So he's just going to do it himself.
Yeah. But he also says he needs energy.
Yeah. He needs energy, so he's still some soul.
Yeah. There's just a guy, he's just breaking rocks, and Shang Tsung goes, you! The guy turns around, Shang Tsung just absorbs the guy in a haze of green.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we go back to...
Yeah, we go back, we get more hype. We get more hype. Dun, 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 dun. And Kung Lao bursts into the room. Tasha has gone to sleep on top of the flagon flask thing, and she wakes up, and they all act like they're looking really, really old. But all that had happened that I could tell, and I paused it to look, is they paled their makeup and added some colour to their hair.
They basically looked exactly the same, except for like someone had thrown a talcum powder in their face.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever watch Jackass, there's a gag they used to do on that called antiquing.
Oh, when people were asleep.
Like flour in their face. And they basically just look like that. Like someone had antiqued them and they'd wiped it off, and that was...
They just had a pale face.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like, you know, when you put... I don't know if you ever put suntan lotion on that's really, really strong, and you just end up white-faced. It's happened to me by accident before. Yeah. So he bursts in. Excuse me. And he's like, Tasha, Dad. And she's like, what? And he goes, and then she's like, what? I don't look my best in the morning.
Yeah.
And then Zero walks down. The same white face, barely anything else done. But her reaction is like, Zero, your face. And he's like, your face. And then she runs off to find a mirror.
Yeah.
And then we've missed a point. Apart from knowing that Tasha and Zero had drunk the flagon and everything else, and that it was dark sorcery, the black-haired monk who stepped from behind the pillar also knew that there was a witch in some woods, and that she was the only hope that Kung Lao had.
She's not dead yet. She's been there for a while, so she probably knows how to fix this shit.
Yes. That was the logic behind it. So that's why Kung Lao was running, etc. So he reaches them. They're older, but just paler. Yeah. He basically tells them, we've got to go. So he grabs them and they go to some woods.
Yeah. So we don't have time for this. What? Explain. Yeah. No, we don't have time for this. I'll explain on the way. Go.
Yeah. And then they go. And then as they're walking, they are now noticeably older and aching more as they walk. That's the gimmick.
In their acting.
In their acting.
In their visual appearance, they look the same. Still. Yeah.
This was like, right, have you ever seen Prometheus?
No.
Okay. Alright. You know, sometimes shows have older versions of younger actors. Yeah. So they make the younger versions look older, and then the actors play up the physical side. Yeah. It was like that side of it. Like really over the top, I'm so old, I'm curmudgeonly and my hands are clawed. Oh, I'm old. Kind of shit.
But without good makeup.
Without good makeup. And they're in some woods, and they're talking about nothing. Like there was so little conversational quotes.
No one seems to care about the heat wave of this.
Right. I don't mind combo that's well done, and I don't mind combo that's so awful I get amazing quotes like Shang Tsung's like, your confidence will be the death of you type shit. Yeah. But when it's neither, when it's like good enough that it tells me what's happening, but not good enough that it's well done, that's the worst dialogue. And this episode had tons of that.
There's one quote. I don't know if it's in this bit or if it's later on.
Go for it.
But it's just a minor thing. Tasha says to Zero at one bit, she's like, how old do I look now? About 60. But in the shot, she clearly still looks in her 20s with the fucking hair.
Yeah. This aging was not well done at this point.
Yeah.
So then, right, I got confused at this, so I went back and watched it because I was like, have I missed something? They went straight from the woods into like a temple that was in the woods. Like they were walking in some woods outdoors. You then got an establishing shot of the front of a temple, and then they were in it. And then they were like, we're too old, we can't walk, leave us here. So he left them, laid down against the wall while he ran through the wood, while Kung Lao runs through the woods. And then we get an amazing montage. It's half Ciro and Tasha sat next to each other talking about, you're old, well, you're old, but you look right, well, you look right for your age. And the other half is like strange low camera angles to make it look a bit eerie, and smoke, and Kung Lao running through the smoke. But Kung Lao would run, stop, look left and right, and then run forward. Like, and it just created this weird bullshit.
But just before the temple, there's one shot before when they're complaining a little bit before they get to the temple, and they're walking, and then like they walk off camera like towards it.
Yeah.
And then Shang Tsung just takes a sidestep into screen.
Yeah.
I am here!
Yeah.
But doesn't do anything.
Which again adds to the whole thing. Can he travel there or not?
He can. He clearly can.
Why is he not going there every day?
He's just fucking lazy.
Yeah, this is a weird... There are weird rules that I don't understand. Like, Shang Tsung, I don't understand his game plan.
Coming up in this episode, I think there might be, like, some game plan going on with him.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to.
We'll come to that.
But other than that, like, even that's still fucking dumb.
Yes.
So yeah, like, continue. Kung Lao's running through the forest.
Yeah, he gets to a bit of the forest.
And then he gets attacked by essentially the putty monsters.
Oh, they were great. They were like grey and blue ninjas.
Yeah.
And they made the best sound effect as they all tried to fly and kick him. Now, because of the way this fight was shot, at one point I thought there was just one guy fighting Kung Lao.
Yeah.
But then there were three. Then there may have been a fourth. I got like...
And overall there was only actually two.
Was there only two?
There was only two.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's not me, right? This was the editing.
But you sort of have bits where, like, one of them does a jump kick, and you see the jump kick, but then you see two guys sweep him. And it's like, well, he's just done a jump kick, so he can't possibly have sweeped him. He's in the air.
Yeah.
And we have the same thing going on with Kung Lao in a bit.
Yeah.
Like, where he sort of, like, he does a front flip over someone, but then for some reason he's on his back and he needs to flip up, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I think maybe they cut down. They had longer fights and they cut them down for timing purposes. But yeah, it was a weird, but great because it was just completely over the top. And they were jobbers. They were jobber tier putty men enemies that Kung Lao easily kills. And then he walks on a bit.
Which at this point, I assume, is Shao Tsung.
The putty man.
Yeah, I assume it would be him at this point. Yeah, like he's following him. It would make sense.
But it wasn't.
No.
So they belong to Red Robe Lady, the witch. She comes out in red robes and it's just, you defeated my guardians. Yeah. So it's like,
this really old voice.
Yeah. Pretty sure anyone could defeat your guardians. She then she has like this witch. She's just red robes basically all over, covering her face, like hood over and stuff. And she like sort of properly old person walks into like a tree. Sorry, we're going past. It's into a tree with like a door that's like a grated door.
It's like a house tree thing.
The door's shut, and Kung Lao, this was not the best set. He like grabs the door moves a bit forward. So the actor, like, they were doing it like the door's locked.
Yeah.
So he has to pull the door back to hold it. Did you notice that bit? So he has to pull the door back, and then he tries to like fake shakes it. The door doesn't move this time. Yeah. So then he bangs on it, and then the door opens with a massive creak, like and he walks inside.
Yeah.
And he walks into...
Well, at first, it's this old lady still.
Yeah.
In the red robes in the corner.
Yeah.
And she's like, you shouldn't be in here.
Yeah, he takes a step. Stay where you are!
Stay where you are. And then he's like, I need to... my friends are in and shit. I need the cure.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, what can you do for me?" And then she removes the robe, and she's like,
"No, you missed it." Before that, she goes, "Stay where you are." And he does, and then he takes a step forward. "I said stay where you are!"
Yeah.
And then he does it again. He's like, not listening. But yeah, so then she takes her robes off.
Yeah, so she pulls the robe off, and she's basically like the most stereotypical, like, 90s bikini model type actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She takes a potion, and then she drank like a potion, and then she appears as him. And she turns around, she's all grinny. And she said about, have you encountered sorcery like mine before? And Kung Lao was actually like, yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, really? Who? And she goes, Shang Tsung. He goes, the sorcerer Shang Tsung. And she's like, oh, you must be Kung Lao.
And he's like, no, well, she's like, how do you know him? I defeated him at Mortal Kombat. Oh, you must be Kung Lao.
Yeah. It's like, all right, nice to meet you. So then she I actually didn't mind the performance. She sort of does the classic, like, I'm going to walk around the back of you and you're just going to stand there and not really do anything. And they have this weird convo where she sort of says, I won't help you, but then maybe I will. But then
essentially, the convo came down to, I don't want to help you because you can't give me anything. Unless you want to fuck me, then I might help you.
Yeah. It's like, my friends are getting old. It's, oh, your friend's getting old and wrinkled. Who cares about that? And she goes, no, it's not natural. They've been poisoned. She's like, well, in that case, what can you give me? Da da da. And yeah, she tries to seduce him. He turns it down, which I could understand turning it down. She wasn't the most. It's very 90s beauty, which was it's very over the top kind of makeup and hair and stuff. And she then gets a bit annoyed at him. And then her logic is having friends is worse than not.
Yeah, because they're all going to die. And because Kung Lao's, not going to age for a year. That means that he definitely shouldn't have friends.
Yeah. So this witch in the forest, gives Kung Lao the potion he needs and says, this is my punishment to you. So my punishment is giving you exactly the thing you came for and won and defeated my guards for. So, again, people are operating on a level that I don't understand the motivation for. But yeah, so then Kung Lao has his potion, she says give half each.
Yeah.
And Kung Lao goes back. And we don't get another montage of running through the smoke, which is what I wanted. We just get Kung Lao straight back to the temple, found his way there pretty easy. Yeah. And what greeted him?
Well, now you have Taja, but I don't think Zero.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Zero might already be just on the floor or something, or he might be grabbed up by...
no, Shang Tsung, he held them both. He's got them both.
Shao Tsung just holding his old friends. Just
grinning away.
Yeah. It's like, what's up? It's like, yeah. And then Kung Lao's all like, I need to give them this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And Shao Tsung's like, no, you have to fight me.
Yeah.
And...
Yes, and then, right, so then away from that, they talk about this potion, and Shang Tsung's like, it was you, yes, it was me, da da da. And he goes, you didn't expect it to work on me, it couldn't because of Mortal Kombat. And Shang Tsung's like, do you know, I thought it might. Yeah, I thought it might actually. But it didn't, but that doesn't matter, because I've got what I need. And then he's like, squeezes them a bit. And then, he basically says, like, I'll let you have the potion if you fight me.
Yeah.
And Kung Lao's like, you can't fight me. And Shang Tsung says, yes, unless you say I can fight you.
Yeah.
And then I can fight you.
Yeah.
So go on, save your friends, fight me. And at this point, I was like, fucking hey. All this actually makes sense. It's all a plan of Shang Tsung, and this is actually a build to a big Shang Tsung Kung Lao fight.
Yeah.
And I was hyped. I was hyped for this. I was like, we've had a slow episode, not much has gone on, but what's gone on has set up a main event. We have a proper main event on our hands. Kung Lao just agrees. He doesn't say, like, I'll fight you after they've taken this potion.
No.
Or, I waived the rights of Mortal Kombat once my friends are healed. Or any shit. He just says, I waived the rights.
Yeah.
So Shang Tsung throws Zero and Taja to the ground, smiles, and a fight ensues.
Yeah. Shang Tsung goes straight for a flying kick.
Yeah.
I believe. Then Kung Lao drops the potion on the floor.
Yeah.
So that we can have cutaways of
the potion and Taja and
Zero desperately trying to reach for it the whole way through the fight.
Yeah, who now look very old. They have grey hair.
Some shots, some close-ups, they've got proper makeup on. Yeah. Others, they still look young as fuck with weird grey hair.
Yeah.
It's all put back and forth.
The one thing they did have though is she had like Taja had like a bandana over her head, like an old lady bandana, which I thought was a nice touch. Like, you're old, so your clothes have become old. So this fight.
Yeah.
Now, what did you think of this fight? This is Shang Tsung versus Kung Lao.
It was very hard to follow.
Yeah.
What any of them were doing. This is one of the fights where I'm pretty sure at some point Kung Lao does a front flip. Yeah. Misses, lands on his back, then does a flip up. Yeah. And there's a bit where he goes to kick Shao Tsung's head. Shao Tsung does sweep underneath him. Yeah. And somehow he's actually jumping the sweep, even though he very clearly from that position couldn't have jumped the sweep. He jumped the sweep with both feet. The cutaway they did is both feet in the air, crouch jump type thing. But the other foot was already full in the air. There was no way for his body to have moved into that position. And it was a bit shit. Yeah. So there were Shang Tsung, I couldn't tell, but Kung Lao clearly had a body double because he grew in height. But you remember the first episode, Eternal Warrior? The very beginning, Shang Tsung and Kung Lao have a big fight. And what happens is Shang Tsung batters Kung Lao for ages, and then when he's about to kill him, Kung Lao remembers things and the woman he loves and Raiden's advice, and he fights back, and then we get the epic. It was like that without the Shang Tsung bit. Yeah. Kung Lao battered Shang Tsung. This was not a close fight. No. I think Kung Lao maybe took a couple of flying kicks to the face, like the first one to drop the potion. But apart from that, he battered Shang Tsung. And every time he's hitting him, this green gas is coming out of Shang Tsung's chest where he's being hit. Yeah. Because it's like the soul energy. Yeah. And he's losing energy.
Yeah. And then he batters Shang Tsung to the point where Shang Tsung is on the floor. And Kung Lao's already said, I'm going to finish you this time. No mercy. Shang Tsung is on the floor.
Kung Lao's over him.
Kung Lao's over. And he sees his friends and the potion.
Yeah, he went back, gives them the potion.
Yeah, Zero at this point is passed out. Yeah. They're all worried he's dead. Taja is not passed out. They feed Zero. They give Zero the potion. They give Taja the other half. Shang Tsung stands up
and just runs off
and runs away like a coward.
He has this really weird girly run when he first starts running.
Yeah. But holding his ribs while he runs as well.
It was almost it's like one of those runs where you know fully well that on that set, just round that corner is just a block wall, and he has nowhere to fucking go, so he can't run fast. He just has to do a little mini skip and just get around, stop. Sort of thing.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So after that, Shang Tsung's running. Kung Lao, his Zero wakes up, and they tried to do the drawn out. He might be dead type thing, but he wasn't going to be dead. I never felt to me he was going to be dead. And then Kung Lao decides to run after Shang Tsung, and he runs out, and you hear the portal noise that you heard earlier, but you don't see it. And then Shang Tsung has disappeared. Yeah. He's gone. Out there. Then that was the whole fight. Yeah. And then you get a bit in the Cobalt Mines. Or was it? No, it was Cobalt Mines next, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shang Tsung. There's a dude, he's looking for Shang Tsung. Yeah. It's the Emperor sent me to check on Shang Tsung.
Yeah, so...
Big muscular fucker.
Vorpix is oh, you don't need to see Shang Tsung. Just sleep with me instead. Trying to distract him. Just oh, it's fine. It's fine. He's a bit around. It's big mine.
I think he said something I could sleep with you and find Shang Tsung. Yeah. Which is good, lad. You understood. You've got a job to do. You're not going to turn it down. You're going to try and do both. Have your cake and eat it, my friend. Have your cake and eat it. Yeah. Then Shang Tsung turns up.
Yeah, he's just stood on top of something.
Crawling and holding his ribs. Yeah. And then Vorpix's response is, get off me, and pushes the guy away.
Smacks him.
Yeah. And then Shang Tsung basically collapses. She's like, what's wrong? There's no more energy. And then it's I need more energy. And he puts his hand out. And he looks like he's going to go for Vorpix, and she looks a bit freaked out. And he goes, him! And then he just kills the dude that the Emperor sent to check on Shang Tsung. Which to me feels a very short term, is the Emperor not going to miss the guy? Yeah.
So the Emperor's where's that guy I sent to check on Shang Tsung? Maybe, though. Maybe. the Emperor's actually really smart, and he goes, well, I sent him. He's not come back, so he's probably dead. So Shang Tsung's probably still there.
Very true. Very true. That's a really good way of looking at it. I like that. Probably, if he's dead, Shang Tsung is there. If he comes back and tells me Shang Tsung isn't there, Shang Tsung isn't there.
Yeah.
That way. If he doesn't come back, it means he's there. I like that. That's a good thought. Yeah. Then Shang Tsung absorbs some energy and then says, we need to go. And she's like, where? And he's like, get more warriors.
Yeah.
Which, like, we've had now a lot of time since she showed him an entire wall of frozen fucking warriors that he could use.
Yeah.
And he's not used one.
No.
I don't get it. I'm annoyed. He's tried frozen ice ninjas. They failed. He's tried to make them old. That's failed. Just send in Meng. I know he's coming at one bit. Don't see the rest of Haku. And I just want to see a big guy, a big Samoan guy take them all. Tongan guy, sorry. But yeah, so then we get our end. Because I was like, there's still like 5 minutes to go here. And the end is like Zero and Terja, who are now back to completely normal. Face has colour again. They're all talking and just basically saying, yeah, thanks for saving us, da-da-da. And then the door bursts open and in shadow stands Raiden, and he instantly does a thunderbolt and smashes Kung Lao with it. Yeah. And it's like, you idiot! Da, 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 da. And there's a bit where he's like, what if Shang Tsung had killed you? And he's like, but he didn't, and he really didn't. Like this wasn't even a close fight. Kung Lao was going to kill Shang Tsung, or it was going to end like it did with Shang Tsung running away. It was never going to end with Kung Lao's death. And he's like, you're a coward because you have friends. That was basically his message.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing that really bugs me about that.
Yeah.
More than anything else. Like, because he went on, he's like, oh, you're protecting these guys, and you're doing, instead of protecting the Earth Realm and all this stuff. The job he gave Kung Lao was go find more fucking warriors. These are the only two he's fucking found so far. He should probably protect them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's still Raiden being Raiden and badass, and Raiden ends up like storming off, and that's our episode. We're out to a montage of lots of kicks and stuff. So, what did you think of the episode?
It was definitely still filler. Like, it explained a couple of things. I liked that, even though it's kind of dumb, I like that, he's like, you have to, they're not allowed to fight between Mortal Kombats, and that's gives a reason for Shao Tsung not to be attacking him all the time.
Yeah.
The makeup was hilarious, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I'd say the first half of it was dull as fuck. It was just them walking.
Yeah.
Fights weren't as good, but maybe it's a budget thing. They've got more stuff planned for later. It was fine. Like, it didn't drag. Like, I didn't find, like, it actually dragged. It's just that after, it's one of those episodes where, like, after we watched all of them, we're going to forget most of this episode.
Yeah.
We'll go, there's one where they age.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless the witch comes into it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed this one the least. Now that I think about it, it didn't drag at all. It still went quite quick. I got a couple of nice Shang Tsung moments. I got my little Raiden thing at the end. I still fucking love Raiden. But it was very slow compared to the others, and it tried to have more character interaction and dialogue.
Which I would be fine with, but it was so awful.
Yeah, it's the weakest bit of the show.
Oh, the heat.
The best bit of Mortal Kombat Conquest is how over the top everything is. So when we had the witch, I loved the witch. I loved him fighting the party men and that. But the Zero, Taja, we're getting old emotional bit, it doesn't do that well. It doesn't do emotion well, and it's not that kind of show. So I leaned away. It felt fillery until we got the Shang Tsung Kung Lao, and I was like, fucking brilliant. I get the big fight, wow. Yeah. But then it wasn't anything. Yeah. And I don't know what I was expecting 4 episodes in. Like, did I expect that they would kill the big bad and bring someone else in? No. But it just wasn't as fun. It was still fun and stupid in places, but it's the weakest one so far. So that's it. Unless you have anything else you want to say or do.
Yeah.
Your coughing at the beginning was a reference to the old age, because we didn't mention they coughed all the time. And that's it. We're out. Thank you very, very much for listening. As always, if you have any recommendations, anything you think we should change, do better, do worse, anything you liked, didn't like, let us know. That'd be lovely.
And if you liked it, press the like on whatever format. At the moment I think it's just YouTube, so press the up button. Or just comment.
Or if you didn't like it, press the dislike. That's your prerogative. Thank you very much. Bye.
Hey there.